All right, so in this test, I'm testing my Surface Book, the i7 version with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And I wanted to see how much RAM I could actually use because a few people have been asking how much RAM do they need. So I wanted to see, did I really need 16 gigabytes of RAM? And I have 9 YouTube videos playing simultaneously, and I'm still only using 57% of the RAM, but it's the CPU that I'm using 99% of. So it seems like you'll max out your CPU before you max out your RAM, even if you only have 8 gigabytes. So let me close some of these tabs here. See, I got a few different, and they're all playing. I didn't pause them. They're all playing at the same time. So you could see they're not playing smoothly. When I had about 3 or 4 playing, they were all playing smoothly at the same time. So just to let you know. And I was at about 50% usage on my RAM, which would be 8 gigabytes. But for me, I had a Surface Pro 2 before, and I have 8 gigabytes of RAM on it, and I was getting to the point where sometimes it would start slowing down a lot. So you can see we're still at 99% CPU usage, but 12% to 20% of that usage is coming from this screen recorder program from Power Director. So I guess it might be a little lower if I wasn't recording the screen. But that's the best way I could show you how to do it. Then we also have both versions of OneNote open, the app and the desktop version. I just wanted to see what could really test the system memory, and to me it just seems like the CPU will freeze up, well, not freeze up, will be utilized to the fullest that it can be before I use up all my RAM, which is why I got the 16 gigabytes, but still, I'm still at about 50% to 57% with all of this open. So obviously, if you had 8 gigabytes of RAM, you see it's at 53% right now. If you tried to do everything I was doing, it would, you know, probably slow down tremendously or just freeze up. So I also have the other Chrome tab open with 6 tabs in it. So my memory is being totally used. I have the Edge browser open. I also have Facebook on the Edge browser. I have Skype open and Slack. So 2 messaging apps open at the same time. Obviously, they're not going to take a lot of memory unless I'm actively using it. But, it just shows you that you could do a lot of multitasking at 16 gigabytes, obviously. Um, I probably wouldn't recommend this depending on what you were doing, but obviously you could easily probably watch a Netflix movie or a YouTube video in one browser and then write notes in another browser, and that wouldn't be a problem on the 8 gigabyte version. As you can see, it's not moving smoothly, but it's not totally annoying. Even with all these tabs I have open, I closed most of those YouTube videos already, or at least I need to close some of them. I think I still have some of them open. So we're still at 165 to 100% usage, but now that I close those YouTube videos, you see it's coming down to 36%, 35%, and the memory usage is down to 42%. So now I have the Edge browser open, and let's see what happens if I open up a few more tabs in the Edge browser. We got Google. I'll open up YouTube again in Edge browser and see if it makes a difference. Let's watch a game that I missed. I don't even get to watch games anymore, but let's just open something up here. Wow, Stephen Curry at 40 points. Okay, so now we have that back open. As soon as we open up a YouTube video, the CPU spikes and now it looks like it's balancing out at 60 something percent CPU usage. Now it's going down because, you know, it downloads the file in cache or something like that. Um, so it's probably done doing that, the video file for the YouTube video. So you could probably watch a Netflix movie at the same time. Not going to watch one now, but just opening that up because that's here. So I'm going to open up a few more tabs here. And like I said, a lot of people I've noticed they use OneNote to take notes while they're watching a video which they're writing notes on or something along those lines. I think that's could be very useful because it seems like it doesn't slow down at all. If you're watching one YouTube video or a lecture or a tutorial you're putting together and you want to write notes, it doesn't slow down at all. Even if you had 8 gigabytes of RAM, I don't think it would slow down at all with just that. It's when you start opening up 20 tabs, you know, I had a total of about 16 open, and then were the 9 of them were the YouTube videos playing simultaneously. So if you're doing something crazy like that, or video editing, and then you're watching a movie at the same time, and then you have 8 tabs open with your email and instant messenger, then it might start to slow down. Even with the 16 gigabytes of RAM, it's slowing down, but not because of the RAM, just because your CPU is maxed out, because these are dual core processors. Um, but it still works, but you'll definitely see a slowdown if you have all of that stuff open. So, but with just a YouTube video open and another application like OneNote open and then maybe Skype or Slack, you'll be fine. It should run very smoothly. Like right now, we're at 58 to 60% CPU usage, and it's still only at 49% of the memory, which if you had the 8 gigabyte version, then obviously that's going to be all of your memory right there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs open in Chrome. I have 4 open in Edge browser with YouTube playing. I'm surfing the internet in Chrome, and it's pretty smooth. It's not 100% smooth, but it's definitely won't slow me down at all. Looks pretty smooth. So I could watch the game or highlights of a game while I'm working. But as you can see, the biggest culprit here is the screen recorder is using 50% of the CPU. So this isn't a real test. I tried to do it with my camera, but it was hard to see the percentages, even with the 4K camera I was trying to use. So I'm just doing a screen capture. So if you just take away the screen recorder, this would pretty much operate smoothly. See, I'm writing in OneNote, and there's really no lag at all. Maybe a half a second lag, a millisecond lag, but not really. I mean, it's not annoying or really noticeable. Maybe if I wrote really fast, or if I was writing really fast and I wanted to keep up with a video that was playing in this other screen, it might be lagging a little bit, but I think that's really because of this screen recorder. See, that's using 47% right now. So other than that, it's the CPU is being used a lot, you know. But other than the CPU, if you have 8 gigabytes of RAM, you're just doing email and notes and YouTube, you should be fine. If you're doing video editing or screen recording videos like I do, 16 gigabytes of RAM is a must. Because right now I'm recording the screen with all of these tabs open, and that screen recorder program is using 48% of the CPU. So half of it is being used just to record the screen, but we're still at only 49% memory. So 8 gigs, to me, that's probably why they started the Surface Book with 8 gigs, because really, I think that's the minimum if you're really trying to multitask. But if you just need notes and email, The Surface Pro 4 with 4 gigs to me is more than enough. More than enough. But if you're doing multiple applications open at the same time, using video editing software or any type of software on your computer, or if you have Excel open with 30,000 rows of Excel data, and then you want to watch a YouTube video at the same time, things are going to start to slow down a little bit. So these are the files I have in here that I just created. You see one of them is 2.7 gigs. So it recorded a 2.2 gig file while I was doing this test earlier. And we're still at 40% CPU usage with the screen recorder, but that's pretty good. So hopefully that helps you decide how much RAM you really need and what works for you.